Well, it's been 18 years since I saw this car behind me as it is and as it was on the grid when I last raced. So to see it all come together, I've watched Jack spend many hours and years on it, not in a continuous manner, but it's exactly as I had it on the grid. And now I've hopped in it and driven it, it's exactly the same, so I'm pretty wrapped. It's been a great effort from many people, but led on by Jack, if you know what I mean. And before I sold my team to Kelly's, the work started to put that car back. It had moved on for 4 or 5 years in Perkins Motorsport, different livery. It was the first Jack Daniels car, it was the first car Jack drove at Bathurst, and so on. So we had to convert it back, and a lot of people did a lot of good work. James White did the structural work back down there when I still had the business. The engines were done by Tony and Sean while we still had the engine company. So all that was nice and fresh. Barry Abbott-Meyer did a lot of work. Travis Langman did a lot of work here. And Jack put all that together over many years, sourcing the right parts, everything had to be exactly as it was, whether it be mechanically or visually, and he made it all happen. Well, Jack set it up exactly as I had at Bathurst, and it was probably a little bit hard in the suspension for the race at Phillip Island. So, after 10 or 20 laps, a couple of days driving, I'm starting to say, Jack, look, if we change the springs and all that, and I said to myself, hey, steady on, we're only here for a demonstration. We're not trying to put on pole position. But no, it felt real good. It was real good. I was delighted that I could fit into my race suit. I am the same weight as I was in 2003, but it all fitted nicely, and same boots, same gloves. I didn't run the same helmet because we had to run a hands device, and I didn't have a full face helmet with the hands device, but I had that one. So that was the only difference, and yeah, that was fine. It was just a great feeling to hop back in that car because I fitted into it perfect. I was aware that I haven't driven for 18 years, and I'm also aware that a lot of guys who do retire and make comebacks stuff it up and stick it in the ditch. So I was very mindful, don't get too excited. I set a low limit, 8, 9 tenths, so that I kept well away from having a crash, and but I was concentrating, don't you worry, I was trying and concentrating. Well, I've been very fortunate in my racing life. I've had a great relationship with Castrol. I think 11 years they sponsored my team, which is a huge amount of time. And when they finally pulled out, they gave me a year's notice, which they didn't have to do. You know, we still get on very well today. It's a fantastic relationship, and I mean, Holden himself was 25 years, but they weren't as, if you like, involved as I am with Castrol. And then there's all the minor sponsors that Jack's approached them, some of them for a bit of this and a bit of that. PPG Paint, for instance, they were very kind to us and, you know, sorted out the paint for it, because there's a lot of painting, there's a lot of work in that. I'm very pleased to say that I don't think I've ever burned a sponsor, and they've always stayed right behind me when it counts. When you're retired, you're retired. So to have a drive at Phillip Island, as I've just done, I don't call that coming out of retirement. It was a demonstration. I think I demonstrated myself why you shouldn't make a comeback, because it was real hard work, I promise you. And I was about 6 or 8 seconds off the pace, and I was concentrating, I was trying real hard, but mindful of, you know, I'm now, well, I'll be 70 by the time someone watches this. And no, but thoroughly enjoyed it. And the next car, as I say, when that next car comes along, the 93 car, it would be great to have them both on the track. And that is probably a little goal that Jack and I haven't spoken about yet, but, you know, I'm sure it's in his mind as much as mine.